Happy New Year. And I look forward to this coming year and hope for your continued support. 明けましておめでとうございます。今年もよろしくお願いします。It's been a good year, and it will be an even better year, 2019. So, I was thinking about things, and the other day I referenced the new Rhode Island Monthly that came out, and how I had the realization that the article I was going to be talking about, I didn't photograph people, and I was talking about how we are focused on people, and I talked about gear, and I was trying to avoid talking about gear, and so something happened. I remembered, hey, wait a minute, wait a tick. And I even put a post-it here to make it fast and easy to do this transition, but I'm slow. I did photograph someone that ran in this magazine. This is Travis. Travis is the, I think, youngest appraiser on Antiques Roadshow. His focus is on comics and on toys. I think his personal area of interest or expertise, focus, is on Japanese robots from the 70s and 80s, which makes it weirdly approachable for me, which is nice. Anyway, so really quick, a little blip of a story. I was assigned to photograph Travis's profile, and we did that. Great profile. It's a portrait shot. It's a one-off. Nothing too crazy. It's not a storyline that we're trying to tell a whole story arc, and we're getting the big and the little and the detail. This is a one-shot deal. But then my art director, on confirmation of the assignment, I think she wrote at the very end something like, "And have fun with the shot." I'm like, oh man, yeah. I can't just, not that I was necessarily going to just mail it in, but at some level it's an everyday shot. And then she wrote that at the bottom, and I was like, yeah, I should approach this like this is the one time, this is a one-off special event, And so what I needed to do then was like, then the pressure's on. Have fun with the photo. It took it from being like, yeah, this is something I do. Yeah, I'm just, I do this all day long, to like, well, if I were only going to get one shot at this, what would I do? Like, what is maximum, whatever, the coolness? I hate that. That's terrible. But anyway, what will be the best photo I could take? What will be the most interesting photo? And keep it within the parameters of the magazine. So I was on my way. I had the notion about what I could do with the toys, but I've never been to the place. And again, it's like everything else. We show up, we shoot it, and the technical stuff remains largely the same. The only thing that was a little different was I knew I was going to take a super wide and try to get some kind of like forced perspective or something like that, which I don't actually know if you'd use a super wide for. Maybe you'd use a long to compress. But anyway, no need for more gear. I went in there and I met with Travis. Now Travis is on TV. I don't really know what that means. I photographed plenty of people who work on TV. By and large, they're news people though, and so they tend to be super approachable because they interview people, so they're very friendly, and that's their goal. Whereas Travis's job is not to be friendly; his job is to be knowledgeable. And I don't know how that would translate to working with Travis. Well, as it turns out, so I got there, and he's getting fashion advice from the ladies at the auction house where he works, and I'm thinking, okay, well, yeah, I don't know if this bodes well or not. I don't know if he's going to be super critical about what angles he wants to have or doesn't want to have, and to what degree he's going to want to interact with the final product, so to speak. And instead, it was the exact opposite. It was like, all right, man, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. I want to make something cool. Cool, let's go over here. I'm like, well, you do comics. What's that look like? And I didn't want to just have the classic, here's a comic book, here's a comic book. That's me, photo, per se. I knew I needed to get that because that's a safe shot to get, and it's an important shot to get. But it wasn't the one that was going to be like, yeah, that's fun. I mean, that's the safe shot. So I'm talking to him, and we're looking at this stuff, and he shows me stuff, and it's incredibly valuable. Some of this stuff is worth tens of thousands of dollars. It's a comic book. So I'm like, all right, well, and I'm looking at stuff. I'm like swinging gear around. I'm like, there's so much stuff here. I don't want to punch a hole through a painting. You know, it's obviously worth a lot more than the gear I'm working with. And, you know, it's just like, it's a little nerve-wracking working in this environment. But they were super friendly, super accommodating. And so I'm talking to Travis. He's like, we need anything, man. We can set up a throne of comics. We can do yada, yada, yada. I'm like, wait a minute. You do that? He's like, what? We could do a throne of comics? He's like, yeah. You want to make a throne of comics? Yeah, I want to make a throne of comics. And so we did. So we made a throne of comics. And man, he was moving like hundreds, if not thousands of pounds of comics around to make this shot happen. So they were bought in. I really appreciate it. And then we photographed the other idea I had with regard to the toys, and I gelled it to make it a little more fun and toy-like, you know, just colorful things happening. And after I shot the Throne of Comics thinking, oh man, this is the one. This is what they're going to run. And then we shot the toys, and I was like, oh man, this is the one. This is one they're going to run, because it's a tighter shot, and it's so colorful. And at the end of the day, it was the toy shot that ran, and it is colorful. It's a nice shot, and he looks like he's having fun. And actually, there's a little behind-the-scenes footage that they captured at the auction house that I have to realize, like, it's weird to see yourself on video and just hear yourself on video because I'm focusing on him, but it's just the chitter-chattering that we do while we're photographing. Maybe I can see if I can pull some of that from them. But anyway, Throne of Comics shot was fun, and it's an outtake. And so I'm including it normally with a new magazine. Like I haven't been showing the exact images that ran because they're under embargo. The magazine controls them until the time period elapses. So, but for this one, I can show you and I can say, technically, not the most challenging photo in the world, which was good because I wanted to focus on the content and kind of what we were capturing and why. And honestly, at the end of the day, yeah, the toy shot I actually think is probably the stronger shot in the grand scheme of things. But the shot I'm going to remember is making the Throne of Comics because that was fun. That was just fun. It's not your everyday. Anyway, so this year, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Yosh!